Now, as you know, and as a lawyer yourself and a former Undersecretary General of the United Nations, there is a technical legal definition for genocide, which is not a charge to be leveled lightly, because it obliges those who make the charge to act under international law when that charge is made by a country, for example. You've leveled that charge against Mr. Museveni, against populations in the north of Uganda. In order to meet the definition of genocide, those people would have had to be specifically targeted for their membership of a particular group, and there must have been an intent to eliminate the population in whole or in part. Why were they targeted, and what evidence is there that there was an intent to eliminate that group in whole or in part?
I do not invoke the term genocide lightly. I have been working on issues of genocide and related matters for decades, both as an academic, as a United Nations official, and as a human rights activist. So I do not invoke this lightly. I do not know of a recent case of genocide which fits all the requirements provided under the convention, which is so comprehensive in its aspects and scope as the genocide which is being perpetrated by Mr. Museveni in northern Uganda. Genocide is an attempt, a very systematic effort to destroy a community using various tools. It can be destroying the culture, the education, public health, their psychological health, physically eliminating as many as possible. In other words, you assault all the aspects which make a society viable, and you make that society non-viable. That is exactly what Mr. Museveni has done in northern Uganda. You can go and see for yourself today, where the education, the public health, the culture, the family structure, as well as the physical survival of the society, all these things have been brought together and have been made deliberately, systematically to collapse. Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Museveni did not hide his intentions. It's a long list of public pronouncements in which he made very clear his antipathy, but more than antipathy, his intention to destroy the Acholi people in particular. It's not only him, but also his lieutenants, who refer to this as, biological substances, people who deserve to be eliminated. There's no hiding of this. It's documented all over the place. And then, of course, when you remove people from their natural habitat, you herd them like animals, actually worse than animals, in conditions where everything is destroyed. There's no culture, there's no family life, there's no education, there's no respect for the young, the old, the grandmothers. Everything is being completely eliminated. For 15 to 20 years, there are not many examples in history where that has happened. You are deliberately destroying a society, and you see the consequences. You impose conditions so abominable that the result can only be to destroy that society. So I invoke this term in the most serious of ways, deliberately, because it is the right term for what Mr. Museveni has been able to perpetrate in northern Uganda.
Okay, and the total number of those who have been affected by this? So far,
2 million people were placed in these camps over a period, as I said, between 15 to 20 years. There are those who were there for 20 years and those who were there for 15 years. And until the very last 2 years of the experience, people were dying at the rate of 1,500 a week in these camps. And you're talking about 200 camps.
And these are the Acholi people for the most part?
Principally, not exclusively, people from the Lango area, people from Teso were also very seriously affected. And in Lango, they were placed in camps, also placed in camps in Teso. But the epicenter of this, the chief principal target of Mr. Museveni's genocidal ire